Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and in front of me we have...
Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back, everybody. We are back in the So Far So Good headquarters.
We are back, raring to go. Unfortunately, it's a absolutely terrible day.
No, it's all right. I think it's a good change.
Thunderstorming.
It's a good change.
It's a good change for the country, considering, the bushfires and whatnot.
That's true.
So, yeah, it is good. Great change.
Good. All around. It also cooled down the place significantly. So, grateful in many ways.
Mm.
All right. Now, kicking it off with our usual introductory questions. Christopher Coombs. I think I'll begin with this one.
Okay, you got a doozy by the sounds of it.
I hope it's a doozy because I know you hate movies, but this question is somewhat related to movies.
Okay.
As a kid, was there ever a movie, I'll even let you say a TV show that you watched, a movie or TV show, or a piece of entertainment that you watched, that scared you and it scarred you for life?
Ooh, that scared me or scarred me for life?
Yes.
That's quite a tough question.
Yeah, so...
I don't remember why it scarred me, but it was a TV show called Around the Twist.
Yes, Round the Twist, the Lighthouse one.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
Was it the Lighthouse specific episode with the scarecrow and stuff?
No.
I can't remember any specifics, but I remember that scarring me.
The family lived in the lighthouse, and all the stories are based on Paul Jennings' stories, who's an Australian author, also an Australian TV show. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah. So
that was the one
specific scarecrow episode you're saying?
Yeah, there was some specific scarecrow episode. I can't remember, but I just remember it scarring me.
So till this day, you're scared of scarecrows?
Nah.
Okay,
it's just whenever I think of that episode, I remember being super scared.
Yeah, understandable.
So...
I think that's the same. You'd grow out of that fear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Scared of scarecrows.
Absolutely.
Except crows.
All right. Is there one? Do you have one?
Look, I loved it as a kid as well, Jurassic Park, but the scene with the raptors, it scared me the first time I watched it.
Wow.
I was very young when we were watching it.
So have you been able to watch Jurassic Park again?
Oh, I've watched it millions of times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that scene now.
So you've actually overcome the fear.
I've overcome... It's not like I was having nightmares about it. I just remember watching it and being like, this is so real and scary.
Wow.
So...
And then you look back at it now and it doesn't even seem real compared to what they can do now.
It still seems pretty real because that scene in particular, they use the robots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's still... I reckon it feels better than CG characters.
Really? Wow.
Because I feel like the acting performance is better because they were acting with robots. So
yeah,
it was just scary. Everyone was scared all round. So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, good on you. That's a lesson to everyone listening. You can overcome your fears.
You can 100%.
Yeah, so that's good. Now, my question to you, a bit topical.
Of course it is.
No, it actually is.
No, I'm expecting it.
It actually is. So, what law would you say is most inconvenient?
Oh man, devs have thought about this before.
Mm.
It's got to be one of these annoying driving laws. Something like you can't toot your horn to say goodbye.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
I'll have to go with that for now. If I do think of a better one, I will definitely let you know.
I was thinking that the one you were telling me last week, how you can't eat or drink.
I was thinking that as well, but I'm like, look, it may be an inconvenient, but you can live past it. But tooting your horn to say goodbye.
But imagine you're driving somewhere that's 3 hours away, and you're really hot, dehydrated. You just need to drink some water.
Drink some water, yeah.
Technically, it's illegal.
It's true. And it is a big inconvenience, because imagine having to pull over to take a sip of water.
That's why it's inconvenient. Okay. So that would be mine for sure.
Fair call. I obviously didn't put enough thought into it.
Mm.
But still, not tooting your horn would require a lot of resistance, which is pretty inconvenient.
But you could also yell, like you put the window down. Bye, beep, beep.
Yeah, I was hoping you would vocalize beep, beep. Well, apart from that, let's get into it. So far, so good.
Thank you all once again for tuning in. What a day to be alive. What a day to be alive. We can hear you smiling faces as usual. I can see Gaurav's smiling face. He's doing a little bit of a giggle.
So far, so good. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Now, to get into it, I want to bring something up to you that has really, really irritated me. Okay.
Interesting.
The amount of episodes that you have gone on about Trivia Crack, the amount of generosity you have been, the amount of, how generous you've been giving people this game, paying for the ad-free version.
How is this irritating you in any way?
I'm just saying, I'm appreciative, but I'm getting to the irritating part. The amount you hyped it up, saying it's possibly the best mobile game you've ever played, buying, millions of people this game for $3, even shouting them a soft serve. You do not play the game.
What do you mean?
I
play it every single day.
We obviously have a game, right? You respond, I think, just before the game expires, which I think is 2 days. You respond then, and in the meantime, I've completed 10 games with 10 other people, but you just don't even respond. And then on top of that, you have the audacity. To send me an invite to play Draw Something, a different gaming app, and you don't even play the first one. I don't understand.
Lord.
How do you love this game if you don't even play it?
I literally play it every single day.
I disagree.
Now, the slight issue in terms of response is because I currently have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I currently have 14 games going at the moment, so it's a bit hard to get back to every hour. So I normally, once my day is finished and I'm home, everything's done, that's when I get on Trivia Crack. So at night time, after let's say 9, 10 p.m, if you're on the game, we'll be able to go back and forth. But during the day, man, I got things on, man.
Do you respond to all 14 of your games at once?
Yeah, every night.
You see, I have 10 games and I don't have this issue. So if I'm taking a dump, I'll respond to all of them. And then that may be, in the middle of the day or at the start of the day or whenever that is. And then also, same thing, I must agree, at night when everything's sort of
finished. But I've also got people I've got to respond to on Draw Something.
So you've started that game.
I've got to keep up with the NBA scores. I've got a lot to do in my spare phone time.
Well, is there an ad-free version of Draw Something?
Yes, there is.
But
the ads on Draw Something are not really inconvenient.
Okay. It's manageable.
So, it's manageable. Now, there is an ad-free version, and it said that all you need to do is invite 5 people, and you'll get the ad-free version for free. Just doing that.
Is that why you invited me?
Yeah. But I literally invited 5 people, and it still says that I still need to do it. So there's a bit of a... I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe they need to accept and download, and maybe use your referral link. I don't know. Is there a code or something there?
That's a potential answer.
Probably. It's like Beam It. Oh, remember, you downloaded that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great
literally
app.
just to get $5 and then deleted it.
You deleted it?
Yeah, what's the
it's
point?
It's such a good app.
Why?
Well, I'll explain the benefits.
It actually has no benefit at all.
You know the app Splitwise?
Yeah.
How you can make groups and stuff. You can do the same thing in that app, but you can actually send money. And you can request money, and everything's instant. So, for example, if I say, Chris, can you pay me $20? All you have to do is swipe, enter your PIN, and then it'll be sent. You don't have to go into your account or anything like that. It's just instant.
Interesting.
So, look, good benefits, and owned by all the big 4 banks in Australia. I'm a massive supporter of this app.
The only reason it will work is if everyone gets it, though.
Exactly, which is probably why they have such a big incentive for inviting people. It is now $10 per person.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Can I,
you can still do it.
Cancel my account?
No.
And do a new account?
As in, if you sign in again, get 5 other people to join, you get $50.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. So, decent incentive.
Yeah,
I mean, free money. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suppose so.
Now, there's something I wanted to bring up as well. Sort of relevant to Trivia Crack. I feel like Trivia Crack reminded me of this thing, and it's a little bit annoying as well. You know when you get a question, right? This can be in any trivia thing, and then there'll be a multiple choice. This only really works in multiple choice.
Yeah.
And it'll be A, B, C, D, and then, or E is all of the above. So the right answer will be all of the above.
Yeah.
And if you don't tick all of the above, you've got the answer wrong.
Correct.
But if all of the above is the right answer, that means technically any of those answers are the right answer.
Yeah, but all of the above overrides all those answers.
Like, it overrides, but you wouldn't say you're wrong, right? Like, I feel like there should be a half-point system at least.
Nah.
Come on.
Don't be silly.
You can't say you got the question incorrect because you didn't select all of the above.
Look, don't be silly, Gaurav. Now, there's two things I'll say about that, though. First one is, half the time, the all of the above answer is not actually at the bottom. So technically, all the answers aren't above it. So
Like,
that's
very fair.
one annoying thing.
Yeah, that's
And the
true.
second thing is, if all of the above is an option, it's literally always that is the correct answer.
No. I have seen it many times. I think...
Really?
This year playing Trivia Crack, I'm using Trivia Crack as my main example because it's my main source of trivia games this year. This year has been 50-50. There's been all of the aboves with and without. And I know it because, like, I'll get the right answer. I'm like, all of the above was the 100% incorrect.
I've never had it not be all of the above on Trivia Crack.
Really?
Never.
There's also none of the above, and that's a good one. None of the above is a good one.
Oh, interesting.
And that's also always not right.
Yeah, interesting. Now, you would have noticed that I was MIA on the weekend.
You were. You went somewhere. You told me you were going away for the weekend or something.
Yeah. So, randomly enough, I stayed in the city.
Yeah. So, like,
half
an hour from your house.
Well, yeah. No. Bit more. 40 minutes?
35, 40.
40 minutes.
Okay.
Because normally when me and Caitlin go away, we'll go somewhere in the middle of nowhere, see some new things, do whatever.
Yeah.
But this time we decided we'd stay in the city.
Okay.
And there's possibly some, there's always things going on in the city.
And it's Melbourne City, second best city in the world.
No.
Second most livable city in the world.
But first best.
First, yeah. Yeah. According to us, that's first best.
All right. Now, so it was absolutely perfect timing because Caitlin went for dinner with one of her friends last week.
Yeah.
And they gave her a voucher to Holy Moly in the city.
Yes, Holy Moly.
So with that, we used the voucher because we were going to the city anyway.
Yeah.
So on the Friday night, we went to Holy Moly, and it was pretty good.
I think we talked about Holy Moly before. It's like glow-in-the-dark mini-golf, but it's also a bar at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, I do need to mention something else about Holy Moly after this.
Okay.
But keep that in mind.
I will.
Now, when we got to the hotel on the Friday evening, we had about an hour or so before we actually needed to go out.
Yeah.
Right? So what we did was we started watching an NBA game.
Okay.
Right? It was Caitlin's team versus another team.
Which team's those?
So it was Houston Rockets versus Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep. Do
you know those teams?
100%.
I'm sure you do.
I've got a few of those players.
I'm sure you do.
On my fantasy basketball team.
Which ones?
I don't remember the names. T. Young. Trey Young.
Nah.
Well,
nah.
Kawhi Leonard.
Wrong team. Nah.
Oh, okay, forget it.
He knows 2 players in his whole team.
No, okay, there's also a Millsap.
Nah.
Okay, forget it, man. I don't know. I know the people on my team.
Yeah, so we started watching it, right?
Jay Abadeo. Sorry, I just remember that one. Is that in any of the teams?
Nah.
Okay, forget it now. Officially forgotten.
Okay, forgotten. Okay. All right, so we started watching the game, and we got a fair way through the game. Because once the game is finished, a couple hours later, they cut out the ads and the timeouts and all that stuff. So it ends up being a quite condensed version, but still the full game.
Yeah.
Right? So after about an hour, we were about halfway through, or almost towards the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Right? And at that point, we were like, surely we don't want to go out, but we have to. We've got a booking. We need to go. So we leave, obviously, jump on the tram, head to Holy Moly. Fun times, yay, good, awesome. Then we go to Crown.
Yeah.
And we go to the bar, grab a drink. We thought about having a gamble, but kind of over it.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just did not have the urge.
Okay.
So
it's a good thing.
We thought, hey, let's go to the sports bar because we could hear some live music happening.
Yeah.
Right? So we go to the sports bar, sit down, have a drink. There's like, you know when you go to a sports bar and there's just like screens everywhere.
Yeah, playing
right?
every possible sport in the world.
Yeah, so we walk in and there's just like everything happening in live music and you're like, what is happening? Anyway, we found like a couple of spare seats because there wasn't much like at all.
Yeah.
And when we sat down, there was a big as TV with a replay of the NBA of the same game up to the exact same point that we were up to.
Well done.
Can you believe that?
I was thinking in my mind, I was like, surely it wasn't the same game at the same point, but you said it. I haven't heard the story before.
Can you believe
that? It's well done, well done. No,
do you believe in coincidences, or do you believe this is some superpower?
What, like fate? You mean like destiny or something?
Yeah.
I don't know what I believe in yet, but this is pretty this is pretty fateful, if that's a word. You know, like it was, you literally did everything you planned to do, even extra stuff, had a good night, and then when you went down to relax, you got to finish the game that you stopped at the same point. I mean, that's pretty, it's pretty inspirational.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
So, who won?
Not Caitlin's team, so OKC won. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, look, that's good. If anything, that would have just ended the night perfectly, so I'm glad you experienced such an amazing superpower.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, going back to what I was saying about Holy Moly. So, you know my friend that was trialing out a couple of first dates, and I was giving you some updates on those, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to disclose his name.
Really?
Because, he said, why not? Chuck my name in.
All right, go for it.
He, you know what? I think he wants the shout out. Deep down.
Okay, he gets a deep down shout out. Now, I do know his
Do you
name.
know the guy?
I think I've met him once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, I've like...
Yeah.
I know of him.
Okay, so his name is Lloyd.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that?
No, I knew that. I'm just trying to... I'm doing the audience reaction for you.
Yeah, you could hear them reacting. Because you know when you put a name to the... Well,
face. A name to the face.
They don't have the face. When you put a name to the story.
Yeah.
Same thing.
We weren't even giving him a fake name. We were just calling him your friend. So.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so I got a bit of an update on Lloyd, right?
Yeah.
So as we know, last time, he went to dinner, went to the movies, and said the movie was great.
Yeah.
At which point I said, well,
That's
obviously the date didn't go very well.
Yeah.
And I said that to him when I saw him last week, actually.
Okay.
And then he proceeded to go on about this movie, and I was like, man, it must have been a really bad date. So the update is that didn't work out.
Yeah.
So he was starting to talk to a new girl.
Okay.
And I did tell him, you should give Holy Moly a go.
Okay, so...
It's the perfect date.
It was the suggestions that you had discussed with me, yeah? Okay.
Exactly. And he went and did it.
Okay.
He took her to Holy Moly. Okay. The date went quite well. They played the golf, had a couple drinks, all that stuff. Said goodbye, and then that was it for the date.
Okay.
Now, he wanted to play it cool. So he didn't message her that night. He messaged her the next day.
Okay.
All right. And he said, hey, had a great time, something along those lines.
Yeah,
something like pretty basic and simple, right?
Yeah.
Now, the problem, she didn't reply until 8 hours later.
I think that's okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
I reckon she just had to work and then replied after a shift or something.
Well, do you reckon?
Yeah. What, do you think it's
8 hours.
It's questionable.
8
Look,
hours
to be
is
fair,
a long time.
He might have waited like 12 hours because they didn't message that night. What would you have messaged that night?
You know, I was discussing this with him.
What?
I was saying to him, I was talking to him about all the games and you know the games you have to play when you're
the whole
dating
chase.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
All the like rules you have to follow to try and you know what I mean. Like it's all just stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's all stupid. You know.
Yeah.
And I was telling him honestly, if I was in your position, I would just be straight up. I would just be like, I would just be straight up and you know say how I feel.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather be honest and find out straight away rather than playing all these games for like a few weeks and then find out that the girl's not really that interested.
Yeah, legit. Like,
so I'd rather be straight up.
Holy Moly is the easiest game that he has to play right now compared to this whole dating game.
The whole dating
game. Now,
I will admit, I've been out of the dating game forever.
Yeah.
I've said that before, but we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time for me.
Yeah.
But he clapped back at me
Okay.
and said, you know what? I totally get what you're saying. I hate the game. I would do the same thing. But unfortunately, in this day and age, you have to play the game. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like you have to play the game. Yeah, you have to play the game in the early stages. But you also got to play the game your own way so that you are genuine, you know? So I would have been similar to you. See, look, if that was me, I probably would have messaged maybe the same message later that night.
Yep.
I don't know. It depends how late the night was. Just saying, hey, I had a great time, something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's...
What are your thoughts on like the rules where it's like you got to message her the next day or you got to wait like a couple of days or like you got to play it cool?
If she takes 8 hours to reply, you have to reply after 8 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all pretty ridiculous, man. I feel like the younger you are, the more you have to play that game. But then the older you are, the more, you know, like sure you are of what you want and what others want.
Yeah.
So you don't really care if, you know, you're going to be judged for messaging too late or too early.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I agree that most of the game rules are pretty silly. So, yeah. I don't think I've ever played the game to its fullest. I think I'm still on like level 2 or something.
Either.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this one goes and we'll keep you posted on that for sure.
Yeah, so 8 hours, let's see how many days.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, we did get a message in over the last week or so about one of our main soft souls, Tyrell, who's been featured on the podcast in our surprise giveaway episode.
Surprise giveaway episode, that's correct.
And we also spoke about him having the screen protector issue.
That's correct.
Now, if you haven't heard that story, go back and listen to that episode real quick. So you, over 40 minutes, real quick.
Well, if you find the bit, then the episode is called The Screen Protector Shop. Yeah,
so go back to that episode, have a listen to the story, so you can be up to date. Yeah. So I'm just telling you now, spoilers. So do it, and then come back. Now, what he messaged us was... Okay, so now I'll read the message out exactly as it came to us. Okay? So he said, start quote, "Just wanted to give my favourite podcasters an update on the screen protector situation. Have recently found out that Bushman's mosquito repellent, whilst being very good at keeping mozzies away, also acts as a paint stripper as such. It has stripped the paint from my phone case and also eaten into the screen protector, meaning I'll be due for my third screen protector change since ditching the factory applied one just a month ago. The nightmare continues."
It mustn't be a very good screen protector. It's literally got one job to protect the screen, and it can't protect from a bit of mosquito repellent.
This is the way I think about it. It can go one of two ways. It's either the screen protector sucks balls, or the mosquito repellent is just so strong.
But it can't be, because you put that stuff on your body. Like, it's not eating into my skin. My skin does a better job protecting the screen.
Maybe Tyrell's applying the insect repellent wrong. Maybe we need to tell him he needs to put it on his body and not on his phone.
He's applying it on his phone and then scrubbing his phone on his body.
Just so when he's like sending messages so the mosquitoes stay away from the phone as well.
You know what? I've got to say, a similar thing has happened to me. Not with mosquito repellent and not with a screen protector, but on the phone screen itself. So it's different. I made 2-minute mee goreng noodles at work one time when we used to work at the supermarket.
Solid noodles?
Solid noodles. Made it. I was mixing it all up with the oils and the sauces and whatever it comes with. Now I'm mixing it, and a few droplets splashed, landed on my phone screen. My screen protectorless phone screen. Then I wiped it off, and in place of those 2 dots was a little bit of the screen eaten away.
Wow.
From the oils and sauces from the mee goreng.
Well, that's the thing, is because the mee goreng noodles specifically are so oily.
Yeah. There's literally a sachet of oil.
Yeah.
There's a sachet of, like, exactly. I don't know what oil, palm oil or something.
Yeah.
Or sesame oil. I don't know. But yeah, but it wasn't even that hot. Like, I know you add boiling water to it. So, I don't know. Maybe it was some weird chemical reaction, but I was shocked to the core that some little droplets of meager
Yeah,
noodles.
that's pretty hardcore.
Has eaten a little bit away on my screen.
So I wonder with Tyrell's screen protector, if he had kept the factory screen protector,
Yeah.
would it have had the same impact?
Well, I reckon that factory screen protector is top notch. If you have a look at my phone screen, this is the factory screen protector. You'll see a little scratch on the side.
I'm just having a look. I'm just sort of examining it as we speak.
Now, that scratch on the side, I thought my actual screen cracked, but on closer inspection, I just realised it's just a little rip in the phone screen protector.
There's a couple of minor scratches along with this like bubble scratch that you've got here.
Yeah.
So how did the bubble scratch occur?
That's actually, it dropped face first. It dropped onto concrete face first.
You got to be a bit more careful with your possessions, Gaurav.
I mean, that's why I've got a factory fitted screen protector. If it can protect it from smashing, then it can definitely protect it from Bushman's mosquito repellent.
So should we tell Tyrell, go back to wherever you got your phone from and see if they can put a factory screen protector back on it?
Well, it's not factory fitted anymore if he goes back and gets it fitted on.
But if he gets that exact screen protector...
Yeah, I think you just buy a new phone.
Completely new
just
phone.
Just buy a brand new phone. You're not coming back from that.
Yeah, well, it's a tough situation when you're going to be on your third screen protector within a month.
Yeah, that's a hat trick of screen protectors. So, good luck. Good luck to our Softsoul Tyrell. We hope you either get a new phone or... Yeah, we just hope you get a new phone.
Yeah, just... I don't know what he can do at this point, honestly. It's just ridiculous. It's an ongoing saga. I wonder how long it will go for.
Now, Christopher Coombs, I've got a little doozy of a story for you.
Okay.
And I'm actually still waiting to find out all the details of the story because this story just unraveled as the day went on. I was right in the middle of the story.
Okay.
All right. Now, one of our friends who I don't want to name, we've talked about him before, but we also gave him a secret name. So we'll give he or she... I think I've already given it away. We'll give he or she a fake name for the story. So we'll call he or she Courtney. It's a unisex name.
Nah, look, we can say it's a he.
Okay, it's a he, and we'll call him Jimbo. Yes, it's the same Jimbo from the first Jimbo story. If you can't remember...
Did we call him Jimbo?
We call him Jimbo.
Oh, no, because we have another friend named Jimbo.
Do we actually?
Yeah.
I don't have a friend... We do have a friend named Jimbo, but I don't call him Jimbo.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll stick with Jimbo since we've already done it.
Stick with Jimbo.
But keep in mind, he is anonymous, so if you try and find him on Facebook or social media somewhere, he doesn't exist as Jimbo.
Yeah.
And you'll never know his name because,
you
know, we're not that kind of people.
No, we're not. We're not just going to give names out like Chris does. He just named Lloyd. So. Okay.
I mean, look, if Jimbo wants a specific shout-out, we'll give it to him.
But we'll have to ask Jimbo. So maybe in some future episodes you'll find out Jimbo's name and maybe face.
Yeah.
All right. So I had fallen asleep in the middle of the day and I got woken up by a phone call.
Okay.
And it was Jimbo who called me. So I'm like, yo, Jimbo, what up? And then he's like, dude, are you close by my tire? I've got a flat tire and I just can't seem to get the tire nuts off. Like they're really tight.
They can be like pretty tight.
Pretty
sometimes.
tight, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'll actually give you the reason why afterwards.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, man, give me like 15 minutes and I'll come by. He told me his location. And it was very close to where I was. So 15 minutes later, I got to him. And then he's standing outside his car, like, it's a very hot day, by the way, very hot day.
Okay.
He's standing outside his car, he's kind of swaying a bit. I'm like, man, this guy must be, like, tired or something, who knows? But he just looked like...
Why is he swaying?
He looked
That's
like,
just random.
Yeah, he looked like normal Jimbo to me. I was like, okay, whatevs. I'm like, yo, Jimbo, what up? I can see the flat tire right there. He's parked in a parking spot. And then, like, I realized something's not right about Jimbo. I'm like, my first thought was, Jimbo, are you drunk? Because he's... like slurring his speech.
Did you ask him that?
I said that straight. Like, are you drunk? But like more jokingly.
Yeah.
But I genuinely want to know if he's okay. So he's like, nah, man. I'm like, what's wrong, man? Like, he was actually not okay. So I'm like, just sit in this car. We'll turn the aircon on and just chill. It's all good.
So he was swaying, slurring his
words. He was
words.
like swaying. He wasn't talking properly. I don't know. He like had red cheeks and stuff. So
yeah.
I was like, just cool down, like, and then Jen got him some water, and I'm having a look at this tire. And I am stomping on this tool. I am trying so hard to loosen these nuts. and nothing is happening. I've changed a tyre before. I've changed a tyre thousands of times in my life.
Thousands, that's a lie.
Thousands of times in my life
That's
I've
a lie.
changed a tyre.
Can't be thousands.
So, fine.
It can't be.
Hundreds of times in my life I have changed a car tyre. So many times I've done it with ease, you know. It's a simple process.
I wouldn't say any more than 30.
That's not the point. I've changed it enough times where I know how to change a tyre.
Yeah,
You know,
well, I mean, you twist the nut.
You
It's
twist
not
the
really
nut,
hard.
you jack up the car, you take off all the nuts, you change the tyre, you screw it back on, you unjack the car.
Yeah, that's it.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do the method, and nothing is happening. I'm like, dude, you gotta. This is something.
So you're trying to get the nut off, and it's just not moving.
It is not budging. The nut is not budging from the car wheel.
Yeah, random.
So I'm like, Jimbo, this is not happening. Like, do you have roadside assist, or is there roadside assist for your insurance or RSCV or whatever? He's like, yeah, my insurance has got roadside assist. So he calls insurance, and this is not an easy process. It's like the whole robotic message, whatever.
Oh, my gosh.
So you go through it, and by the end of it, after talking to someone, given all the details, we find out that he doesn't have roadside assist with the car insurance. So then we call RSCV.
How long did this take?
This took about 15 minutes.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Not too bad, but, you know, in the moment, you just want to get it over and done with.
Yeah, of course.
Then we call RACV, which is the, you know, third-party roadside assist most people get here. So we're getting all that done, getting his details in, and then we find out he doesn't have RACV roadside assist either. And we're trying to help him at the same time because he's actually not okay. There was something wrong with him. So we're like, we'll go to the hospital or we'll go to the doctors because he actually told us this whole kerfuffle happened while he was trying to drive himself to the hospital because he wasn't feeling well. Yeah.
Was he okay? What was...
It was kind of scary, man. He was swaying. Couldn't really talk properly.
So why was he driving himself?
That was my question. I said, why didn't you call me earlier? I would have taken him to the doctors or hospital or whatever.
My Lord.
Instead, he was... Anyway, that's the difference. It's the same story, but it's not the point right now. But that's the way he got into the situation.
So his tyre went flat on the way driving himself to the hospital.
Yes. And this is the story I've gathered so far. I'm still a bit confused as to how everything happened because it looks like there's a hole punched out of his tyre. And I thought, I don't know, maybe he ran into the gutter or something, but I couldn't really get clear information because he was really struggling to speak. So at the same time, we're trying to take him to the local doctors and stuff while we try to get the car stuff sorted out. But then, you know, there was problems with the doctors. He didn't have his Medicare card on him.
Oh my God.
So he booked an appointment at his local clinic. But it was for a later time. That was the only problem.
Okay.
And he wasn't really keen on going to the hospital after this. So then we get his RACV stuff sorted out. We pretty much had to buy a new membership. Book in someone to come. The guy was going to take like an hour and a half to get there. So I was like, Jimbo, just come back to my place and you can just rest up because, you know, rehydrate. Whatever's wrong, we'll figure it out. So we go back to my place. Jimbo is like crashed. He's fallen asleep or he's resting or something. We're keeping tabs of RACV because the place isn't far from my house. And then I get a notification that the RACV is 5 minutes away. We go there, I get to the car, and then there's like 3 people surrounding Jimbo's car because it's obviously parked. We can't move it. 3 people surrounding his car, taking photos and stuff.
Was he in a proper car park?
Yeah, he was in a car park. So
what were they doing? Did they just like the car? Or?
I thought it was some father teaching his son, like, if you get this tire, this is how you change it. But anyway, people were crowding around the car, and then I was like, hey, is everything all right? Very confused at this point, because obviously I don't have even half of the story.
Yeah. Then
there was a young boy who worked at the shop nearby, and he said, yeah, it's all G. They were just looking at CCTV footage of where that car park was, because this car, Jimbo's car, hit his car and allegedly tried to run away. And then I was like, whoa. Like, he obviously isn't trying to run away because his car is right here. So I'm like, look, no, he's just very unwell. He's on the way to the hospital now. So that's why, like, he's not here right now. And plus we can't change a tire. And he's like, no one's trying to run.
But you guys were sitting with... Wait, what is happening? Wait, you guys were sitting in the car, like, trying to change a tyre for like half an hour.
Exactly. And he was waiting there for a long time.
So what do you mean running away?
That's what I don't understand this story at all. So apparently we got, like, by the time I got there with RACV, it's 2 or 3 hours after the incident had happened.
Oh,
so
wow.
Just a massive coincidence that we all got there at the same time or something. I don't know. And they said, yeah, look, just we thought he gapped it, so we're just looking at the CCTV footage. I mean, no, he's not trying to run away. Like, he's very unwell. He's on the way to the hospital. They're like, oh, okay, they're a bit more sympathetic now.
Yeah.
Just asking, okay, like, do you have his details? So I'm like, yeah, look, just give me your details, give you his details, and then you can call him at least, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, okay, it's all good. Like, accidents happen and whatnot. And while we're, like, talking and discussing, RACF has gotten there in about 3.5 seconds, changed the whole tyre. I'm like, how did
they get the nut off?
So I said, I tried so many times, I couldn't get the nut off. He said, yeah, it happens with alloy wheels because the metal reacts differently to the heat or the cold, and it can expand differently, and that's why the nuts get a lot tighter. So it's a very normal occurrence. He says he's seen even tighter before. He had an extra long, spanner thing to get the nut off.
So did he just kick it? Or you didn't see him do it?
He didn't even kick it. I was watching him do it because I wanted to see what was going on. It looked a lot more high-tech.
Did he do it with his hands?
He did it with hands.
Oh my God.
But you know how the longer the stick is, or the longer the handle is, the more leverage there is, so the more
pretty much.
You're getting.
Yeah.
So, all science. But
wow.
Anyway, he was just like, just because he's a pro, he just knew what was wrong. So he was able to fix it quickly.
Yeah.
And then, he told me, it's all good. He had to pump up the tyre and whatnot. It was all done. So far, what I've got from the story is that Jimbo has driven himself to the hospital. On the way, accidentally hit someone's car because he's not feeling very well. Parked it. While he's hit this car, he's somehow punctured his tyre. Tried to change the tyre. Was, accused of trying to run away by some random man. Had to leave a note for this guy, which he was going to do anyway. He's back at mine. His sister is picking him up, taking him to the hospital now. And I find out he had heat stroke.
Whoa.
So it was plot twist after plot twist. And
is he okay now?
He's okay now. I mean, like his, temperatures reached, up to 48 degrees, between 45, 48 degrees. So
wowee. That's crazy.
It's hectic. So I honestly had no idea what was wrong with him. We're just trying to keep him hydrated. I even gave him my asthma puffer because I didn't know if he was asthmatic or if he was reacting badly to the smoke and the heat. And apparently that was a bad idea because it lifts up the heart rate a bit. So my bad, but I could also get no information out of Jimbo.
Dr. Gaurav, here we are.
But look, moral of the story really is like stay safe, stay hydrated because you never know what can happen.
I think the moral of the story is if you're not feeling well or you need help, ask for it.
Yeah.
Don't try and do it yourself, If you're not feeling well, don't drive.
Yeah.
Look,
it's different if you've got a broken thumb and you can drive yourself to the hospital. Yeah, not advised, but you're in okay mental health to drive.
What? So you can't drink while you're driving or eat while you're driving, but you can drive with a broken thumb?
No, that's not my point. I'm saying, especially if you're having trouble breathing and stuff, it's okay to ask for help. The So Far So Good podcast are always here for you. If you need help, send us a DM on Instagram.
Seriously, get in contact with someone because you shouldn't be driving if you're not feeling well.
Yeah.
But look, as long as he's okay, that's the main thing.
He is okay.
Okay? What I want to know is what actually happened. Did he hit a car?
I think he did hit a car, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what the case is.
So aren't you curious to find out more information from Jimbo?
I'm 100% curious. I'm just waiting until Jimbo
contacted him, or
100%. So I don't want to bombard him with questions.
Is he still out?
I mean,
he's just in bed, or
he's still in the recovery stages, resting up and whatnot. So
yeah, okay.
I'll bombard him with questions afterwards, and then we can possibly give an update on the So Far So Good podcast.
Yeah, that would be great because honestly, I need more information.
Yeah, I'm still questioning how. I don't know how half the events occurred. I know they happened, but I don't know how they happened or why they happened. So
yeah, and that's the biggest mystery.
It's a massive mystery. So Jimbo, if you're out there, stay safe. We're here for you, man.
And contact us next time.
You literally have all of our numbers, everything. Anyway, moral of the story: stay safe. It's okay to ask for help.
Live your life to the maximum because,
you never know when you're going to get a punctured tire.
And you know what? The only thing we can be sure of
is that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
It's been great having you guys listening to this episode as usual. It's been great delivering this episode to you. We love doing it, so we love your continued support. If you have any questions or any crazy stories that you want to send us through, Easiest way is on our Instagram at So Far So Good Podcast. Send us a message, send it through to us, and you may be featured on a future episode.
That's right. We love your input, and we love to hear from you guys. So definitely stay tuned for next week's episode, and we will catch you
on the next episode.
Goodbye. Well, apart from that, let's get into it.
Yeah, sure. I wonder how long it will go for. Yeah.
What's next?
What? Is this during the week?
This is during the week. So
you weren't working?
I wasn't working, no.
Why not?
I just had the day off. It was a public holiday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So...
Such a liar.
Alright.
No, start that part again.
No, it was you. You go... You said... Why did you say?
I think the moral... There.
What the grunt?